Well, first of all, I gotta say, Miss Gwendolyn, Miss Joile, you guys look so pretty, and I'm just wearing a T-shirt. I missed the memo to look pretty.
You look good.
Well, thank you, and thank you for taking a minute to talk with us today about the Ronald McDonald House. Super important to get the word out there about the incredible work that they're doing, and I know, spoiler alert, this is a happy ending to this story as far as I know. But if you could share with us a little bit about sort of what you were doing at the Ronald McDonald House and sort of the service they provided for you guys.
Okay, so I'll go ahead. Thanks again for having us today to share our story. Um, 2007 was my introduction to the Ronald McDonald House when Joile was born 4 weeks early. And little did we know that she would have to be in NICU for 3 months. And so the Ronald McDonald House at that time actually had rooms near the NICU that families could stay in. And we were so blessed to be able to, her dad and I, to have the opportunity to be there 24/7, maybe like 6 feet away from her during that whole period that she was in NICU. So that was the first introduction in 2007. And then rolling forward to 2020, Joile had a heart condition, which at that time, COVID and everything was going on. And we were kind of skeptical and afraid. However, we moved forward with it because it was an emergency. And it was a regular procedure. However, what ended up supposedly 7 days in the hospital actually ended up maybe 2 months for her. So once again, Ronald McDonald House and its organization came through for us, our family, once again. Her dad currently is working in Madison, Wisconsin, and to have access to Ronald McDonald House, it was a blessing for us. He didn't have to travel daily. He could work from the Ronald McDonald House, and it just was great to have that service provided to us.
Well, most importantly, Jolie, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, that's good. And what kind of stuff are you into these days? What are you doing? You watching movies, or what are you doing?
Yep, I'm watching movies. I'm watching a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, you read books. Are you how old? What grade are you in school?
I'm about to be a freshman in high school.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you're making me feel old now. That's not good. That's not good. Well, I'm glad everyone's doing well, and I think people may not think when a child gets sick about the logistics of where you're going to stay, and if it's not close to the hospital, then what, you get a hotel or something, and the expense of all of that. But I think there's another aspect to this that people may not realize, and that's sort of the community in the Ronald McDonald House when you're there and you're encountering something that other people are as well.
Absolutely. Being able to relate to other families that are going through the same thing that we were going through, maybe a different type of illness, but having to travel miles away to get to your kids, the community, the family orientation of the Ronald McDonald House, it was like home away from home. And so other families became your family while you were there. You were protecting them, you were comforting them, you were supporting them, and they were doing the same for you as they went through their child's journey. So it truly was a blessing.
Yeah, and for those who aren't aware, the services are provided if people can't pay, they're free, and it's all based on donations, and then also the volunteers that staff the Ronald McDonald House. Many of them aren't getting paid either.
Yes, I can truly say some of the best meals, lunch, dinner, and breakfast came from volunteer chefs that actually provided their time and made home cooked meals for the families. In addition to that, transportation was provided to and from the hospital. And so not having to worry about a hotel to stay in and the expense of that, not having to worry about food expenses and transportation. It can be expensive. So Ronald McDonald House and its organization provides a complete package to families so they don't have to worry about where I'm going to stay tonight, what are we going to eat, how are we going to get to and from the hospital. We could actually focus in on the welfare of our child.
Well, Gwendolyn, Joile, I'm so glad you guys have moved past this, and we're talking about the past tense, and hopefully you never have to go back there. But if you did, or if anyone else does, and they're watching this, hopefully, you sharing your story can help people realize how important the Ronald McDonald Houses are, and they could donate generously.
Absolutely.
And also, volunteers. That's another thing. It's not just about money; it's about people volunteering their time as well.
Absolutely. Jolie, after her first incident or her first medical situation, we actually, around Christmas time, went back and she volunteered, to pass out Christmas gifts and so forth to the families that were on site at the Ronald McDonald House. So it is important to not only give monetarily, however, continue to volunteer, because Ronald McDonald House is an awesome organization. It's priceless. And I just had to tell the story because they have truly been there for my family and probably many other families that are not even aware what the Ronald McDonald House and its organization does.
Well, and thank you for telling that story. I know it's very brave of you. I can't imagine what it must be like as a parent having a sick child. I'm so glad you're past it, but then having to talk about it now, I'm sure is difficult and emotional, but it's a big deal because I hope people see this and they understand, maybe they go to McDonald's physically and they see the little coin thing there, or there's an opportunity to donate. Maybe they don't even know what's going on at these places, and stories like this, I think, hopefully inspire people to donate and to volunteer. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for having us.
It's nice to meet you guys. Thanks so much. I
Nice
hope you
to
have a
meet
good
you
day.
too. Thank you,
Yeah,
Fred.
thank you very much.
Take care.
Okay, you too. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.